Hey friends, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and today I've got a review. Actually, it's a product I've had sitting on my desk for a while, and I admit I've been a bit slow to get to this, but it's the Blizzard Soc-It. Now, what is it? Why should you care, and is it right for you? To start off, the Blizzard Soc-It, this little guy right here, I can unplug it quick, is a really cool, really interesting little lighting console that you can control from a phone or tablet. Okay, this is probably one of the biggest selling points of it and why I kind of like this thing. Now, just to clear the air before we begin, Blizzard did send me to this as part of their beta testing program, but the opinions here are totally mine. I always like when I see something unique, something that's different that hasn't been around before. And this thing's different because, yeah, it looks kind of like a rocket ship or a vape pen, but it's truly a little ARTnet or sACN node. And so this thing uses either your phone generating some DMX over ARTnet or sACN, or any lighting console that can generate these protocols, like Onyx, the Light Shark, anything that I use is going to be able to generate these protocols generally. And it then spits it out of the DMX jack right here on top. Okay, as you can see, when I unplugged it, I'm controlling these lights in my office right here. Okay, and so it's really quite simple. It's got battery power built in. It's got a lithium-ion battery, which is replaceable should you need to, and it works wirelessly. It can connect. You can connect to it individually on your device, or connect it to a larger network. Now let's talk through specifics. Okay, this thing's pretty simple in form and function. Okay, the power switch, which I kind of dig, is actually the XLR little jack release there. It's also the switch to change settings, change power, whatever. Now, what makes this cool, and I think what makes it interesting, is it's really inexpensive. Okay, it retails for $150. Okay, not expensive, and it gives you the ability to do a couple things really well. Okay, if I launch their app, which is called At Full, and I get in here, okay. Let me get back to the home screen here. You start with this. You get the patch and create screen. Okay, that's at the top here, and you're able to go in here, set up some configuration, playback recordings, or go in and control your lights individually. Now, in this instance, I create a new show, and I've got both the lights behind me and the moving light that is overhead. Okay, so I'm just going to create a group really quick here. So I had not done that previously. And then say I go ahead and I want to control these lights. Go to my group, I select my lights. Then I go ahead, I can set the color to whatever I need to. Boom. Nice and easy. Okay. Now, this works with moving lights and LEDs. Okay. So stuff that moves, stuff that doesn't move, anything that uses DMX can be controlled. So for this example, I've got my moving head behind me here, I'm going to go ahead and just, maybe I go and change the intensity. So we fade in, we fade out. That's a nice level for video there. Maybe I go and I change my color. Pan and tilt is also very smooth. Granted, we're in a very small space here. You can see, even moving it with my finger, it is very smooth. Same on the tilt, but that just kind of tilts it out of range. And so, what makes this unique? What makes it different? Well, the Blizzard Soc-It, this little guy here, is simply unique because I think it's got a few really cool uses. The first is if you're setting up a lighting rig, and maybe you've got your console set up, maybe you don't. If you have your console set up, put this thing on your network, your show network that you've got your console on, and you're able to set your universe, and then you could just go wirelessly, go to each truss maybe, and just plug it in quick, check to make sure all the lights work in the console, and you're good to go without having to run a wire back to the console, which you'll probably do later during setup. Okay, that's one really cool use case. Another is kind of the same thing. Say you're doing some sort of event, and you got to get a wireless signal out to, the other side of the room. You don't want to run a wire. It doesn't make sense to you. You can't, whatever. this is a cool option for that as well. Also, just the ability, as you saw a second ago, I just pulled open the app here, and I go in, and I can go in and patch my individual fixtures, and note that I actually, for my moving head, I created the profile, and it took like 3 minutes, and it works. Or you could simply go in and go to the number pad, which is under Configure, find your device, and then there's a mini console, a number pad. And on the mini console, you can just go, 1 through 17 at full, and then boom, we've sent that full command to those lights. Then I can clear it out. Okay, much better. Okay, and so and so you see how this socket from Blizzard can be a unique little unit that might be helpful to you. Is it the end-all be-all? Is it a standalone console? No, but it's kind of a cool tool for your toolbox that can allow you to have a backup, get a couple lights and quickly fire them up and give them some data, give them a look real quick for a small basic show. You get the idea. It's not going to change your life, but it is something that I think could be really handy, something to keep in your toolbox, have it pre-configured to your show network and your router that you carry with you if you do shows, and you're able to quickly just go ahead, fire this thing up, be able to test some stuff, run some stuff, you're good to go. Awesome. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you did, check out the Soc-It below. We'll link to it. Remember, Blizzard sent this to me, but these opinions are mine and mine alone. And also, just so you're aware, they do note that with the app, while it's pretty simple right now, patch some fixtures, build some scenes, build some animations, they are looking to add more to it in the future. So, with that said, this may or may not be a great product for you. It may not be a cool thing, but I love to present to you guys things that are new, things that are different, things that are cool, in hopes that you might say, okay, maybe this can make my lighting life easier. Hopefully you've learned that today. If you have, like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video here on Learn Stage Lighting.